Congrats on the car, though, man. That's fantastic. Good for you.
Yeah, cheers. Cheers, man.
And it's always exciting getting that stuff pop. New stuff. Lee's growing into be a big boy. That's so good. You're a grown up almost. All right. Oh, tons of people here already.
You almost have the sarcasm of a Brit.
Almost.
Yeah. You're not quite there.
No, I'll get there. Oh, is that a Pepsi Max?
Yeah.
Nice. You know what? That's actually really good. I enjoy me a Pepsi Max. Do you drink much carbonated beverages?
Not really. I find myself just drinking a lot of juice.
Oh, sugary juice?
But no, it's more like the stuff you like, because you got the stuff that like you dilute in water and stuff.
Yeah, we have Kool-Aid.
Yeah, that.
But you put sugar in it. Oh, are
But
you referring to like the little small packages that you dump in the water
Yeah.
and mix? All right,
Yeah.
you can get sugar-free stuff for that. So what have you been eating?
Well, like basically carbs are out.
Yep.
Protein is more in. I've been having one meal a day instead of 3. But
Dude,
I'm all good with that.
how much you eating then at a supper? When's your meal? Is it supper time?
Yeah, around about 6 o'clock for us. So.
And how much you eating? You eating enough? I don't think you're eating enough.
No, I am.
Are you getting at least 1,200 calories?
No.
Dude, you're gonna hurt yourself.
No, I'm not. I'm good. At least I don't think it's 1,200. But I'm all good. Like I'm feeling good. I've got like.
No wonder.
I don't necessarily think that I look better, but I feel better.
All right.
So I think that's part of it, at least.
So one meal a day is not sustainable.
In the meantime,
You have to. Lee. All right, I'm just letting you know. You just have to change your eating.
yeah, I am changing my eating.
You're not getting enough, my man. Did you clear this with your doctor?
No.
So you didn't go to the doctor and say, you know what, I want to eat one meal a day. I'm just going to eat protein for that one meal. And he or she's going to be like, oh, that's a great idea.
No, I didn't do that.
All right, how come?
Because it's not their business.
They're your doctor. Yes, it is their business. All right, I'm going to lecture you, dude. I'm going to dad you right now. That's not healthy. Neither is eating like a fat loser like me, but still, you gotta eat some vegetables at some point. Or
as part of the meal, like I am having like veg and everything.
Right.
Like a few days ago, I had like a massive tuna salad, and I thought that was excellent.
Sure, it was probably what 25 calories that you had.
Maybe.
What was in your tuna? Would you use for a dressing?
I don't know. I didn't make it.
Who made it?
Mother.
Oh, Manzi. Excellent. All right. Are you still walking and stuff?
Yeah. I'm walking to and from work. That takes about it's about a mile walk each way.
All right. Cool.
Maybe more. So like about 2.5 miles every day.
That's good. Do you guys use miles over there? Do you?
Yeah, we use miles.
Why?
Because we're stupid.
All right. We're just gonna end right there.
Yeah.
We're just gonna leave it right there. All right.
We can't like be consistent with what we want.
We were talking about that on Saturday. Yeah, yesterday's stream with Paint, and James was with us, and he was saying on how what was it that some of his that you do use kilometers and stuff, but some of his use the miles, and it's just really confusing.
Yeah,
it's like you guys are American and Canadian.
Yeah, it's like we want to use kilometers, but everything like on signs and everything are miles.
On your signs?
You know, yeah, so it's like when you're driving, it says miles per hour.
All right,
and kilometers an hour.
I totally messed this up. Hey, welcome to episode 4, and I just want to say, episode 4 of the Pharaoh's cinematic universe, name pending, or it stays. I don't know. So I messed it up. I meant to take the movie podcast in OBS and move it up to under where it was supposed to go. And it automatically just kicked us in as Lee and I were chatting about British. and why you guys use miles instead of kilometers, but some of you use kilometers and all that confusion. Anyways, we are not going to get into that today. We have Big Casino and Jake, both British. Good to have you, wonderful gentlemen, here today. And thank you guys so much. And joining me today for our episode 4, we got a lot to talk about too, everybody. I just want to say D23 snuck up on me. I had no clue. And if Lee had Twitter, he would have known and been on top of all this. Anyways, Lee, how are you doing today? And how was your week, sir?
I'm doing amazing. The week has been very mixed, but there are reasons for which, like, I guess everyone knows at this point.
Everyone knows?
Yeah, about the Queen dying.
Oh, right, yeah.
But you know, I'm doing awesome though. So yeah, how are you doing?
Amazing as always. That's it.
Amazing.
Next level amazing. Let me ask you. And so I was talking to James, and he had mentioned Mumsy as well. And so again, all my condolences to all of my fellow British friends, even those in Canada, since the British monarchy or whatever is very prevalent in our nation in Canada. The Queen is all over our money and all that stuff. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. But Lee, did this affect you in a way that you did not expect was going to affect you? The death of the Queen.
It didn't affect me in a way that I didn't think. But my mum was sadder than she thought she was going to be. And in a sense, so was my brother. But like for me, like I don't follow the royal family in a sense, because I just think it's I just think there's, like, you know, I think they have a lot of benefits to what they do.
Okay.
But there's a lot of like drama behind it, and I can't get myself into that drama.
That's okay. That's totally cool.
It's not something that I can enjoy.
No, that's good. All right. Well, no, I understand that. And Morning Nation, and I fully understand. And then is it the 19th that she's having her funeral?
I believe so. I mean, I'm not sure whether it's confirmed or not, but there's talks on whether it's a bank holiday.
Wow.
Because, you know, it's like, with it being the Queen's funeral.
I'm wondering what they're going to do here. I'm sure they'll do something to honor her. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're going to dive right in. So today we're covering, you're going to see at the top, we got movie news, D23, House of the Dragon. We've got Lord of the Rings of Power. We got She-Hulk episode 3 and 4. And we get Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. We're continuing on with this craziness, and we are having a lot of fun. So, Lee, do you have movie news today? Let me just say, it's been busy. It's been a busy week.
Yes, it's been very busy.
So if you want to tie in D23 with the movie news, I'm totally cool with that.
Yeah, because I think it's hard to separate them in a sense. There's I mean, in terms of like film news, like there's sorry, I'm like all.
That's okay. All I know is Disney went crazy over the last 3 days. I think they're still doing announcements today. There's been some epic announcements. There's been some great announcements, and there's announcements that for me it's like, whatever. But I know people are going to go crazy for some of this stuff. I just want to say, I love some of the announcements that only tick off and make angry fanboys and fangirls and just plain old racist people. I just love those announcements, and they make me feel all warm and tingly inside. So those of you that are in the chat, if you're still here, you guys want to chat, go ahead and engage. It's just Lee and I for doing these, so we're more than happy to chill together and chat as well. But Lee, go ahead, sir.
Right. So you know, on that basis, what do you think of like the Little Mermaid.
So I'm glad you brought that one up first.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 100% don't care
Hmm.
about Little Mermaid. I'm a 46-year-old man. I don't care to see the Little Mermaid. But I love the fact they chose. Was it a African American? I guess if we're going to be politically correct. I'm happy they chose, because it really doesn't matter who plays Ariel. Ariel, she could be Chinese, she could be North Korean, she could be Russian. I don't care. Mark, good to see you, buddy. I couldn't care less. It doesn't matter the color of somebody's skin who plays a character. It really doesn't matter. It's a mermaid. It's a stinking mermaid. But people are so angry.
As long as they're like a good actress.
A good actress.
And it doesn't matter.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't...
That's the only real qualification you need.
That's it. That's it. Ariel obviously is female. Like, if they were going to do the Little Merman, then do the Little Merman or whatever. But the fact that they chose a black actress, I'm cool with it. I don't care.
Yeah.
She's just got to be good. And I'm sure Steph will want to watch it, and I'll watch it with her. And maybe we will do it just for poops and giggles on here to cover some of the movie stuff. But you know what? At first, I was kind of like, oh my gosh, live action. Why is Disney doing all of this stuff? But just do it. The ones that are complaining the most are the ones that have watched the cartoons as kids. So why can't kids this generation watch the live action movies?
Yeah, yeah.
Because kids aren't going to complain.
Yeah. I think, I think for the most part, like I haven't exactly been a fan of the live action things of Disney, but in terms of their remakes,
Aladdin was really good. I loved Will Smith as the genie. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, I thought Will Smith was good. I thought Jafar wasn't. But
I forget Jafar, so that tells of his performance. So
yeah. But it's like personally, I haven't seen the original Little Mermaid.
Yep.
So
I don't think I have
really,
either.
Yeah, I can't really say like, this should be that, and everything. But like the only one that I actively like disliked in comparison to the original,
yep,
was the Lion King. The original, original was pristine, and the one that they made in replacement, like in terms of, well, not replacement, but
no, I know what you mean. Yeah, live action.
Live action, as live action you can get with CGI.
CGI,
yeah. It's I think it looked great. It just didn't work.
Sure. Even the Jungle Book, the live remake of the Jungle Book. I love the Jungle Book.
I thought that was good.
I wasn't a big fan, and I'll tell you right now, my favorite Disney. What's your favorite Disney cartoon?
The Lion King.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's not nice. With Daddy dying movies, that's a Disney fantasy. It's just killing as many dads as possible. My favorite one is Mulan. And when they made that live action, Mulan, I was like, I can't wait. And I did not like the movie. I did not like the movie.
I have not seen it.
It's okay if you didn't. The live action Mulan, I'm getting off on a tangent. Anyways, I love the cartoon, the first one. It's outstanding. I love Asian culture anyways, and the ancient Japanese, Chinese stuff like that. I love it. Robin Hood for me. All right. What else, Lee? Like,
well, to stick with like the live action sort of things, it looks like there's going to be another Lion King film.
Mufasa, a prequel.
Mufasa, which I kind of find interesting. It's more interesting to me than the sequel of the original Lion King, because like I think it was Simba's Pride or something.
Yeah. Hey, do we get James Earl Jones to voice Mufasa?
Well, yeah, he's the only one who can.
But will it be young Mufasa though?
Oh, he's got like he's got a golden voice. He can voice anything.
But he's also 103.
I mean, I guess, but it's like I don't care. Like I think I just hope that in this he doesn't sound like because the thing is like with the you've seen the Kenobi show, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
like
little
how
Leia
he
show.
yes,
Yeah.
how he voiced Darth Vader in that was excellent.
Yep.
So it's like so I'm sure he can he still has it in him.
Sure.
It's gonna be a sad day when he's gone.
Yes, it is.
Um,
You know what? You know what's going to be even worse? So, like James Earl Jones, I love him regardless of
mm,
Star Wars. I've watched him in many movies. Even Best of the Best was one of his awesome performances. I don't know if you've seen Best of the Best in the '80s.
no,
It is it's a 5-on-5. It's like Korea versus USA in a karate national championship, and James Earl Jones plays the coach of the
right.
American, and he's phenomenal. There's one line that has stuck with me since a little kid. The dude at the end was going to do this roundhouse kick and kill the guy. There's a whole backstory behind it, and all
Mm,
James Earl Jones says is no. That's it. All he says is no. He doesn't go, no, Padme. It's just like a no. But it's such a powerful no that I have never, ever forgotten that one no from James Earl Jones. Best of the best. It is, watch it. It has Eric Roberts. That's Julia Roberts' younger brother, older brother. Either way, it's so friggin' good, man. Best of the best. Throw
right.
that on your list. All right, keep going. This is the problem. James Earl Jones special, the special podcast. Yeah, I love movies so much that I've seen so many. Like my childhood history was my mother. Whenever we got money at the end of the month, she'd be like, "Here, go down to the store, rent some movies, rent a VHS player, and get some stuff." And that's what we did. We would rent a VHS player. We would rent VHSs at a place called The Villager. It was kind of a
Mm,
grocery store, whatever. And then we'd come home, and that was our weekends when I was a little
right.
kid, and we'd go rent movies. So I've loved movies since a little boy. But anyways, keep going. See, this is the
Cool.
problem: is I talk too much, man.
No, no, no. It's like you have excellent insights
It's
and
because I'm
everything.
friggin' old. All right, go ahead.
What like and by all means, if you think that I've missed something, then do swipe in
Oh,
because like
yeah.
I do feel like I've missed stuff
That's
that
okay.
should
I
be
sprung this on you, what, late last night?
mentioned.
I'm at the movie theater, I thought, when I messaged you. I was like, hey, can you gather some D23 info? So it just went off the charts. Like I just didn't know D23 was happening. And then I just saw IGN pop-ups from Twitter. Pop, 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 and this. And like, what is D23? So good stuff.
Yeah, yeah, cool. Have you seen the Disenchanted trailer?
I didn't. Is Disenchanted, is that the one with Angelina Jolie or no?
No, it's the one with Amy Adams.
I didn't even think I watched
Uh,
those ones. Oh, Maleficent is Angelina Jolie. Sorry,
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
watch anything with Angelina Jolie.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Well, the mind you, the sequel to that Maleficent is terrible.
Yeah, I didn't
The
like it at all.
the first one was
It
an
was,
interesting take on
yeah,
the
it was
story.
good.
But the sequel was terrible. Like, I mean, I think Michelle Pfeiffer's a good actress, but she played a terrible character.
Sure. No, Amy Adams, good actress. I like her. But she's
Yeah.
in the new Disenchanted movie.
Yes.
Okay.
The first one was called Enchanted, and
Okay. And this is Disenchanted.
yeah.
All right, cool.
Um. Uh. I. It might shock you, but I haven't seen the Santa Claus films. So there's a trailer for a new one.
Whoa. Hold on. You've not seen any of the Santa Claus movies?
Nope.
Lee. Okay, your goal. You wait, man. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna Christmas you out. Come soon as October 31st is done. You are starting your Christmas movie journey. The Santa Claus movies. I'm not a fan of the one with Martin Short, even though I love Martin Short, good Canadian, hilarious dude. But I'm not a fan of that when he plays Jack Frost. But 1 and 2, fantastic.
Sure.
Wow.
I mean, I honestly don't know.
I'm going to tell Steph you've never seen the first one, because that is a staple in our house every year. We got to watch the Santa Claus movies. All right. Okay, cool. So yeah, the new Santa Claus movie. This is supposed to be the very last one. So we'll see.
They say.
Yeah, exactly. With all honesty, Tim Allen's amazing. He's funny. He is getting up there, though, and it is noticeably plastic surgery you can actually notice. That's terrible. Tim Allen has been dishonored. I know Netflix are doing another Beverly Hills Cop movie. I'm actually excited about that. So, all right, keep going.
Yeah, awesome. In terms of other stuff...
Lots of Marvel and Star Wars, too.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm just looking to see if there's anything else I should mention before diving into that.
All right, hold on. Before you do that, let me just rip off a full list of stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Do you mind?
Yeah, of course.
All right, so starting September 10th, which was yesterday, the Percy Jackson series first trailer shows us around Camp Half-Blood. Did you watch Percy Jackson?
Like the films or?
Yes.
Like. Yes, I because there were two.
I watched
of them,
the first one, I think, and it was.
I thought the first one was fine. The second one was terrible. And really, I don't think there should be a show about it.
Sure.
If they were going to do anything, it should have been like film, and even then, I think it shouldn't have been done.
All right, I'm not even going to read the rest of this stuff. Thor is now on Disney Plus. I didn't even like the new Thor movie. All right, go ahead, Lee. Go ahead.
Well, you're not going to read the rest?
I'm not going to read the rest because it's a lot of Marvel stuff. So if you just want to fly through whatever you got, we can do that.
Sure. There's a new National Treasure film coming out.
I didn't know that. Does it still have Nicolas Cage?
No, it doesn't look like it.
What?
Yeah, it's a National Treasure Edge of History. So. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I can't remember a lot from the first one.
Okay, hold on. It's got Catherine Zeta-Jones. That's okay. But I'm just trying to keep it down about Catherine Zeta-Jones. Do you have a National Treasure without Nicolas Cage? They're his movies.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It still has Catherine Zeta-Jones. All right, go ahead.
There's Hocus Pocus 2. I don't even know what that is because I didn't even know there was a Hocus Pocus.
I think that's the one Lauren's been talking about. It's but with Bette Midler and a couple of the other old ladies. They're witches and they got to eat children and kill them all or something. I don't know. That's not the premise of it, but.
No. There's going to be an Inside Out 2.
Yep. Didn't watch the first one.
Oh right, I thought the first one was good. You know, it was harmless and everything.
All right.
It was a bit of a fun film.
Here's a question from Mark: do you guys consider Nick Cage a good actor? I'm gonna be blasphemous and say no. He's hit or miss for me.
Yeah, he's hit or miss, but what you can guarantee is that he puts everything into the role.
Yeah, I like some of his movies, but if there's a Nicolas Cage movie coming out, I couldn't care less. It's not like I got to go see Nicolas Cage, but I know people love him. He's kind of a meme right now, but it's all good. Mark, do you like him? I can't do with Bette Midler's voice. The wind beneath my wings. All right, keep going, Lee.
There's a Willow trailer.
Yes.
I don't really know anything about that.
Willow was back in the 80s.
Warwick Davis.
It has him again. He was in the first one. He's a little person. And politically correct, a midget. He's a little person. Excellent actor. Con Air was really good. I did like Con Air. But yeah, this is 30 years later? I think it was in the 80s. Willow.
Right.
Movie. Hold on. I'm pretty sure. The Willow film was 1988. So yeah, Warwick Davis played the dude's name. Like I seen it, I don't remember it. Oh my gosh!
Right.
This is the cool thing about this movie podcast. Once we work everything out, we can start adding some old school movies, Paul's childhood movies, and make you younger generation watch it. Sorcerer's Apprentice was good by him, but overall I find him cheesy. You're right, Mark. Val Kilmer was in Willow, right? All right, keep going. Sorry.
Like part of it for me is like I then feel more, I guess, enlightened by the whole thing, like because there are a bunch of like iconic films that I haven't seen. I mean, you've seen the list that I've sent you, and of all of like
Yeah,
loads of films that I haven't seen, and it's like I want to expand my knowledge.
sure. If this is
Um,
if this is your love, like if this is your main hobby, like movie, TV entertainment, then we can really do a deep dive on all of this stuff for history, Lee. Because I've watched many movies and TV shows.
oh, no doubt. But
It's
yeah,
wild.
that's pretty much what I've got for non Marvel and Star Wars
Jump
stuff.
right into Marvel and Star Wars. Let's go.
Right. Well, in terms of Star Wars, let's just jump right into Mandalorian season 3.
Yep.
What do you think?
I haven't watched the trailer. I'm not going to watch any of these trailers. Not even for Andor.
Right.
Nothing. I'm
Okay.
so I want more Mando. I don't want crappy characters. That's
I know he's kicking off.
so there. I'm not sure if she was in Boba Fett or if she was in.
She was, yes.
So that girl, she's a funny, awesome actress. Don't get me wrong. I love her to death. She's just a short little girl. Her voice is super annoying, but I love her. She's funny. In Star Wars, Boba Fett, she is a nightmare, and she is the worst character, even worse than Jar Jar Binks.
I mean, that's a statement.
Yeah. Hey, Paint. Good
So,
to see you.
somebody quote that.
It's true.
Um,
I think I
yeah.
even tweeted that the 3 worst Star Wars characters of all time. I forget which one I added the third one, but it was that girl, Jar Jar Binks, and then someone else, and I forget who it was. All right, keep going.
But yeah, I've seen the trailer. I won't spoil anything, but I think I think the direction that they're going is something that I've wanted to see, and I like it. In terms of other Star Wars stuff, there's Tales of the Jedi.
That's a
Um,
cartoon, right? Or no?
yes,
Okay, yep.
yes. It says it's going to be 6 shorts.
Oh,
I know.
we all want
Um,
to see epic Jedis, epic Sith.
yes.
What are they doing?
And the stuff that they've shown about it, like it looks super interesting. The animation style, it's like a slight adaptation to what they did in the Clone
The
Wars.
original Clone Wars cartoon. All right.
No,
I'm
not the original one, not from like 2003 or anything. The one done in like 2008 onwards.
Oh, the
Um,
good animation?
yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's like an adaptation of that, because it's not quite the same. I can't tell you what's different. I think it's like less like angular, I guess, less sharp.
Okay.
Um, but um, but I think it looks cool for the most part.
Yep.
The stuff that they're going to dive into for these shorts, I really don't know how long these shorts are going to be. But
Hopefully
I
they're longs. I
yes.
want to see as much Jedi as possible.
But do you want to know anything about it?
Nope.
No, okay. The stuff that they're going to dive into for that is stuff that I've always wanted.
Okay.
So
Ooh.
like at least certain aspects of it,
So
and so I'm very excited for that.
what we'll do the week or 2 weeks before it actually debuts on Disney Plus or whatever, we'll dive into it and we'll talk about it in specifics for this stuff because we're gonna
Yeah.
watch it. We're gonna talk about it. All right, keep going.
In terms of other Star Wars news, I believe there's new like well of course there's Andor.
Yes.
That's coming up soon.
Yep. Mark even
Can't
mentioned the
remember
main
when.
actor from Squid Games is going to lead a Star Wars film, so that's
Yes.
cool. I saw that.
Yeah, Star Wars Acolyte, I
Yes,
believe.
I've heard of Star Wars
So
Acolytes.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to take place in the High Republic,
Oh,
but it's going to be towards the end of that,
oh,
and
okay.
where like there's been talks about like Darth Plagueis. So and we don't know who's cast for that.
Okay.
But I'm interested in that sort of thing. I want because I'm interested in Darth Plagueis. That's what I
Sure.
mean.
And we are going to
Um,
talk Darth Plagueis here at the end of the show, so I'm super
yes.
excited a little bit about that.
Um, but yeah, the so like, how excited are you for Andor?
I just want more Star Wars. Like the whole thing,
Well,
less is more. All of that stuff. The only less is more people, for the most part, are those that uh, weren't haven't or they're not my age. We wanted Star Wars, and then I had to wait 20 more years to get another Star Wars. And then I had, how long after Revenge of the Sith did we get the Snooze Awakens
uh,
there?
10 years.
10 years.
But, but even then, we had like shows in
We
between and
started
everything.
getting Clone Wars, which is
Yeah.
brilliant. I love those cartoons and stuff. So I want, there's such a vast universe to explore for Star
Mm.
Wars. There's comics, a rich history. Dump it all over my face, neck, and chest. I want as much Star Wars. We were chatting yesterday on stream even about Marvel. Should they be doing these characters? Yes, yes, they
Yeah,
should
but
be.
yeah,
They
there's
should
like 50 years of history with these
do
characters, and
it.
yeah,
Not everybody reads comics. I stopped reading comics a long time ago. I don't want to read. I just don't want to read. I want to see it on the. I want to see it on the television, so I can either make fun of it or love it. I just want as much as possible so I can just see it, because I lived a life of visualizing what if, or how did that epic battle of Anakin and Obi-Wan go when they were training, and all of this stuff. Oh, I can't wait till we get to The Last Jedi so I can just crap on The Last Jedi. Anyways,
hey, we got to do Rogue One first.
yeah, we do. And you will lose that battle if you're going to crap on. I'm just saying, because that is an epic Star Wars. Anyways, go ahead. Keep going. Keep going.
Sure, sure. In terms of like, so that's pretty much what I got for Star Wars.
Yeah, that's cool.
In terms of Marvel, um, I'm just looking around and I'm seeing like a whole lineup of stuff that I didn't even know.
Oh,
So,
okay.
um,
So you're a Marvel. Would you consider yourself a Marvel fanboy, or would you consider you like, I love Marvel? It's just, this is my jam.
um, yeah, I'm a Marvel fanboy.
Okay, cool. All right. Well,
Um,
let's go then.
but I can, I often defend it, even though I don't necessarily agree with what I'm saying.
Sure. Yeah, Nikki Bobby. That's my
Um,
fave as well.
but yeah, there seems to be, I'm really disorganized.
That's all right, dude. Like I said, I
um,
sprung this on you at the last minute.
yeah, it's all right. I'll start off by going like in a weird direction.
Okay.
Marvel Werewolf by Night.
Okay. Yeah.
What
I
have
don't
you
know
seen
any.
that?
I didn't. I've not watched any trailers. I just refuse to
Right.
now. But yeah. I saw Marvel's Werewolf, and I'm like, I don't know what that's all about. That looks a little weird. So.
Yeah. It's a very usual thing. I don't know anything about it
Okay.
other than what I've watched in that trailer, and it's a very sort of, I guess, I mean, I might be completely wrong, but it feels like an 80s sort of horror type thing.
Ooh. Well, count me in.
But like a kind of like maybe like a spoof in a way. I really
Oh.
it's hard to describe it.
All right. That's fine.
But
We'll
it's
know
all in
more.
black. But it's all in black and white. There doesn't seem to be any like jokes or references to anything in Marvel. So I don't really, I don't, I like, I'm really
Ooh,
confused
I'm
by it.
kind of intrigued now.
Yeah. I'd say watch the trailer because it's honestly not gonna spoil anything. I think if anything, you're gonna be more confused unless you
Yep.
know what's going on. Which I doubt. But yeah.
100%, Nikki. 100%. Keep going.
There's Secret Invasion, which is the Nick Fury show.
Oh, Samuel Jackson?
Yes. It feels very different to what they're doing in Marvel. Like it's a very sort of what I say detective thriller.
Okay.
It's like there aren't any jokes in the trailer at all for this Secret Invasion.
Maybe they realized how amazing this last Batman movie was. The best out of all of the Batman movies that's ever been. This last one.
Yeah.
And that is zero jokey detective Batman, and it was stellar. Anyways, sorry. On a sidetrack, I want a Mace Windu TV show. Samuel L. Jackson playing the character. All right, now we can move on. Stop it, Lee. Stop it. I saw the look on your face. We need that. I need that in my life.
Sure. But yeah, so Secret Invasion, it's I think it's going to be like quite interesting. In order to kind of know what's going on, I think seeing Captain Marvel is kind of a must, because Secret Invasion, it will always dive into the Skrull aspect of it, and the Skrulls are the species that can are like the changelings in Marvel, who can just shapeshift.
All right, so here's what we need. Catrix, I need you on this show. I'm just saying. She says, I like how Marvel's setting up the monsters in the MCU. I can't wait to see the other monsters like Dracula. That's all news to me. I don't know anything about the MCU monsters. So you and Catrix will be able to chat about Marvel, because she is a Marvel fangirl. She loves Marvel. And you guys would be able to chat about this for all day. So, Catrix, call me. All right, keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. And so with that, I find that interesting with Secret Invasion. There's like a whole lineup of Marvel films and shows that I only found out about 10 minutes ago.
Cool. All right. When we don't even need to talk about all of them, just whatever pops out there.
Sure. I'm trying to find, because a friend told me this, and I'm just trying to find like legitimacy in it. But he told me that there's like a lineup for the Fantastic Four cast.
Oh, please listen, John Krasinski. That's it. Reed Richards, John Krasinski. It is. They've already established it. It has to happen.
Yeah. But I can't really like find a legitimate thing. But it's from what he's told me, and so I'm just gonna tell you what he said. For the 5 characters, being the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom.
Yes.
And just a heads up, Doctor Doom is I think my favorite comic book villain.
Oh, all
right. So I want them to do it right. So yeah, John Krasinski is Mr. Fantastic.
All right, so you're saying this isn't etched in stone. This is rumored to be, right?
Well, this is what he said.
Who's he?
As in my friend.
Oh, okay. Let's go. All right.
But he's but like I can't find the source that he's getting this from.
All right.
So whether it is legit, I don't know for certain. But if it is, I think it will be interesting. Sue Storm, who's the Invisible Woman, is Jodie Comer. She's have you seen the film Free Guy?
Yes, I loved it.
That it was the main girl in that.
Okay.
I can't say that I know enough about her to say whether she'll be good in the role, but and also like she seems, I don't know, a bit young for like to be with John Krasinski, because it's like in terms of the age difference.
Sure.
They're meant to be like a couple. The Thing, Seth Rogen. So like Yeah, I assume you know who Seth Rogen is.
I'm pretty sure he's Canadian. He's a stoner, and he's playing Bowser in the Mario movie. There,
Of course.
there's no way, man. There's no way Seth Rogen is playing Thing. And oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Anyways, keep going.
I think he's a good actor. I just think he might be a bit too comedic for.
Exactly. He's going to be out of his element in an MCU.
Yeah. Johnny Storm, so the Human Torch.
Yep.
Is John Boyega, so Finn from Star Wars.
All I want. Okay, he's a great actor. I just don't want him to get all upset and sooky if people get mad at him, and then he's got to do things that like burn bridges. I think he's an awesome actor. I like Finn. I like his character. I like Johnny Boyega's acting. I think he's awesome. I've seen him in other things too, but I don't know. I just hope he doesn't burn bridges because he's already done it with Disney with Star Wars. So we'll see.
Yeah. And then Doctor Doom, which holds a special place for me. And I'm not sure about this. Doctor Doom, Henry Cavill.
All right. That's my boy right there. Henry Cavill is legendary in my heart. And not in a romantic way. I just love his acting. I think he's played some amazing characters. Again, Superman. And he's played Geralt of Rivia with The Witcher. Henry Cavill's friggin' awesome. He could do it, dude. He could do it.
I have not seen The Witcher. But
cast a coin for your Witcher. Oh, you have to watch The Witcher. For me, like, it's only because it's a video game, but it's also Henry Cavill, and it's got lots of boobies, so it's fantastic. Ooh. Watch The Witcher, dude.
I think Henry Cavill's great. I really like I really like him as an actor. I just think, is he good for Doctor Doom? Because Doctor Doom is meant to be like he's meant to be like the most egotistic and the most kind of person ever.
So Nikki Bobby just said, "LOL, it's okay, Paul. We all have a man crush on Henry." So egotistical, he could do it because he's a good looking dude. Hands down, he's a good looking dude, and he's ripped.
He also has to be like a super level genius, like genius on levels of Bruce Banner, Tony Stark, Mr. Fantastic.
Yep.
He has to be a genius on that level.
Fear not, my young Padawan. Fear not. He can do it. If anybody could do it, it's him. Henry Cavill is a goat in my heart. I think. Go ahead.
Yeah, go. I just think like the actor Henry Cavill, he's too modest to be so like.
Well, it's acting, right?
Develop such an ego.
It's acting, and the whole modest thing is that's what you have casted on him. You have to go into the open heart. You have to just like, all right, give me your Doctor Doom, and he's gonna kill it.
Sure. I mean, I'm like, I think he's an excellent actor. I'm not sure how he's gonna do with this though.
Oh, Nikki Bobby just said they wasted Christian Bale in that Thor movie. Christian Bale was what saved that Thor movie, but he would have been an awesome Doctor Doom. Christian Bale, yeah.
Yeah.
Patrick said the same thing. I think he'd be a great Doctor Doom. Wow, good throw out there, guys. I think Christian Bale could have done it because he can. Yeah. That guy's blown my mind. When his villainous character in Thor: Love and Thunder, he was amazing.
Oh yeah, I thought he was great. Like I always knew we weren't going to get a lot of it. Which is a shame. I want a lot of Doctor Doom. That's
I get it.
Because it's like Doctor Doom is like a threat level that is like Thanos or Ultron, like in terms of he's a major Avengers threat. So I don't want him to be like a one-off villain that they're just gonna throw under the rug.
So here's the exciting thing. Like, you got to realize, and yes, I'm throwing my ultra old age into the mix here again. All we had was comics, Saturday morning cartoons, and our imagination. And so when Marvel started all this with the Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, these were all cartoons when I was a kid. All excellent cartoons. So you could only imagine now that they're these amazing movies, they've kind of dropped down with their B character list, whatever. But they're starting to get up. They're gonna sail it off the charts with Fantastic Four, with the X-Men, which I believe they did buy the rights to that, and they're gonna do X-Men movies, right?
Yeah. They bought the rights to it. But set. I think it's going to be a bit of time before we actually get them in the film.
That's okay. I'm just excited. I just where we're going, because everybody's complaining with the MCU right now. Look what they're doing, and I understand, but you just can't hit with all the big dudes right away. And when we get into the She-Hulk episodes 3 and 4, I'm really excited to talk about She-Hulk. I'm just saying.
And if you think, like, they've kind of gone down their B list of characters and they've made them amazing. Like nobody knew who the Guardians of the Galaxy were, and now they're a household name.
Guardians of the Galaxy's first one was my fave MCU movie.
Yeah. So it's like they, but before then, like, nobody knew who they were.
I had no clue. Who's Rocket Raccoon?
Exactly. And now they're a household name that's loved by. So if anything, like they're like a C list.
I suppose.
Like, they're really like obscure heroes.
Yep.
And they made it work. Nice. They're beloved.
They're doing Guardians 3, right?
Yes, they're doing Guardians 3.
I can't wait.
But yeah, and it's going to be awesome.
I think so. Oh, all right. Is there anything else for Marvel that you got?
No, that's pretty much it.
Marvel on the rights to X-Men due to the 20 Fox deal. Cannot wait for the Daredevil series and the return of Jessica Jones. Ooh, are we getting the same Jessica Jones girl?
I have no idea.
Did you watch those Netflix Marvel shows?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so I love Daredevil. That was amazing. I actually liked Jessica Jones, not the stories and all that stuff, but the character. The girl herself was an excellent Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Loved Luke Cage. That dude, that actor that played Luke Cage is amazing. I've seen him in a bunch of stuff. I love his acting anyways. And then you had the other guy.
Iron Fist.
Yeah, he was just whiny. He was crybaby. Yeah. His character, they made the story, the scripts and stuff made his character crappy. Good actor, but
yeah. But yeah, like I'd say for those Netflix shows, and not to mention The Punisher. Like,
oh my gosh, yeah. The Punisher was, when that came out, that
phenomenal.
That I'm pretty sure that surpassed Daredevil for me. Shane from The Walking Dead. His actual name is escaping me right now. You could not have drafted a better Punisher than him. Because he was brutal in The Walking Dead, and everybody hated him. And then you throw him as a Punisher, and it just worked. It worked perfectly.
John Bernthal.
Yes. Bernthal. He was awesome. He'll always be Shane from The Walking Dead, but.
I've never seen The Walking Dead.
Oh man, And
I'm Lee Everett. So.
Yes, which is what? That's weird. All right, we need to explore that someday. Like why? But anyways, So when we get to the She-Hulk, we'll talk about that, Catrix. We'll definitely talk about that. But so that's it for Marvel news and stuff, eh?
I'd say so.
So you're going to have to push me to watch some of the Marvel stuff, because I love Marvel. I've always loved Marvel. I've always loved, like, even DC. I've always loved that too. Not as much as Marvel, but like I haven't watched Loki. I haven't watched the Captain America and what's his name spin-off show.
Falcon.
Yeah, I haven't watched some of those other side shows, and I just don't have any interest, even though I heard Loki's amazing.
it's I think it's the best show of the ones that they've made so far. I think what I will say is that I'm not going to push you to watch the shows
Okay.
unless the shows are needed to understand the films.
Crap.
So
Okay.
so for an example, like I wouldn't have pushed you to watch WandaVision, but then Multiverse of Madness came out, so it's like you sort of needed to watch
I liked that.
WandaVision to know. Yeah. So like sort of that kind of example. So Captain America 4 will be coming out, so I think with that you should watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Okay. So yeah. So
That
yeah.
kind of stuff.
WandaVision was not great. WandaVision was not
It
great.
it it had its good elements, but it sort of went
I had to
away.
push through that. I had to push through it.
Yeah. So man, but yeah, it's all good stuff.
Heck yeah. That's what I'm saying. Give me as much as possible. Give me more. Like, with all honesty, we're all here chatting about Marvel, and we're talking about how this show is great. This character's awesome. I love this. This is what I'm saying. Like, if they weren't giving us as much as we're taking, we'd be like, where's our Marvel? Where's our other Star Wars stuff? And now that they're giving us a bunch, you've got the crybabies and the fanboys and a lot of racist people just like, I don't like this, I don't like that. What are you doing? You're doing too much. And I throw racist stuff in there because it's true. It's happening. Even Disney. Like, if just what happened when they announced Ariel, they have a woman of color playing Ariel, and people are going crazy. I love it, just because it makes people angry, and I think it's great. I think it's great. I don't care the color of your skin. Just be a good actress, like we said at the beginning. Lee. Just be a good actor. Be a good actress.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't care. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. All right. So we're gonna go into the rest of the show. That was almost an hour of just the movie news. And D23, which I knew D23 was going to take quite a bit, and I know there's a whole lot more, guys. And with all honesty, I did not know D23 was happening. Did you know D23 was happening?
No.
No. So Lee and I didn't even know. So we're off the cuff on this stuff. But
yeah.
the rest of the show, we're talking about House of the Dragon. We're talking about Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. We're talking about She-Hulk 3 and 4. And then we're going to finish with Revenge of the Sith. And so,
I mean, if you wanna save Revenge of the Sith for another time, I wouldn't blame you.
Well, no, we'll see. What we're doing.
Sure.
Armor Wars. Oh yeah. Thunder. What is the Thunderbolts or something? Or
Yeah, Thunderbolts. Yeah.
What's that? That's
it's sort of like the sort of the darker versions of Avengers. It's like Avengers but on a darker side. So we've got there's one of them I don't actually know from the photos, but you've got Red Guardian from the Black Widow film.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah, we've got Yelena, who is the Black Widow's sister. We've got Bucky, who I didn't think would be in it. We've got something Walker, who is like the fake Captain America in a sense, like from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show.
Okay.
There's a couple more, but I honestly
can I be honest? When I saw
Yeah.
the poster, I thought it said Thundercats. I read Thundercats yesterday. And and so I read Thundercats. I was like, okay. And then I saw it again today. I was like, that's the dude from that Black Widow movie. Is he going to be Lion-O? And then I read Thunderbolts. I'm like, oh, you're such an idiot, Paul. But yeah, I thought it was Thunder because it's time they do a Thundercats movie. You would think they would have done it already.
Yeah, you'd think. But yeah, there's Taskmaster, who's also the villain in Black Widow. So really, just got to watch Black Widow a lot.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I went to the theater to see the last Black Widow. I liked it. I thought it was good.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I think they did a disservice to the villain Taskmaster, but
okay.
I thought the rest of it was good. I thought Florence Pugh, I think her name is, who plays like Black Widow, like Natasha's sister. I thought she was a standout.
So Big Casino said there's a lot of images of Henry Cavill as Captain Britain.
Captain Britain.
I have no clue who Captain Britain is.
It's like a British version of Captain America. like there's a there's a hero for everything.
I think we have one in Canada called Captain Canuck, which is like a Canadian. I wouldn't say a derogatory term towards a Canadian. Just say we're Canucks, but I don't think that's Marvel though.
Should have been Captain Maple or something.
Captain Maple, you stop that. Hold on here. Captain Canuck, he actually looks kind of cool. Captain Canuck is a Canadian comic book superhero created by cartoonist Ron Leishman. The series was the first successful Canadian comic book since the collapse of the national comic book industry following World War II. So it's been around forever, Captain Canuck, but I don't think it's Marvel.
Oh, he looks cool.
He does look cool.
Yeah, that is a cool suit.
Anyways, all right, cool. So Captain Britain, I laughed and I was like, wait. After I laughed, like ha ha ha, I was like, wait a minute, I think we have a Captain Canuck, and so yeah. All right.
Yeah. So that's we'll move on to whichever you want to do next.
So next on the list is House of the Dragon. Now you've never watched Game of Thrones, right?
No, so I think it's going to be like a sort of a unique perspective.
Yeah, so Game of Thrones for me it was awesome. I couldn't follow everything, and I only watched it once. And there's some wonderful scenes that entice fellas like me, I guess. They're like season or episode. What was it? Episode 3, I think it is. Anyways, there's so much in Game of Thrones. It's huge, and there's a lot of stuff going on. So House of the Dragon. I was like, all right, let's watch this. Let's get going. Let's hop on the first bit, and I'm pretty sure it is a prequel, and I'm trying to figure out where it sits in the timeline. But what are your thoughts? Go ahead.
I think it's set like 120 so years before the events of Game of Thrones.
All right, cool. So, what are your thoughts on the first 2 episodes?
Right, because I ended up watching the third one. Oh,
you watched the third one first?
Well, no, I didn't watch the third one first, but I ended up watching it.
Oh, did you? Okay, excellent.
Yeah. But I won't talk about
That's what I did for Lord of the Rings. I'm just saying. I kept going. Anyways, go ahead.
It's kind of it's good looking.
Oh yes.
It's a good looking show. I think it's kind of difficult for me to get into. But that's not necessarily the show's fault. It's kind of my fault because I don't really know enough about like Game of Thrones to sort of get into it.
So you don't even really need to know about Game of Thrones. I guess just take this show and just build a foundation, I guess. And then if you go into Game of Thrones, you'll be like, oh, okay, this all makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's like there are a lot of like names and like factors that are thrown around, and they're names that I don't really know those names, but I believe like they're significant.
Yep.
But I don't. But so it's like it's hard for me to latch on to those names without quite knowing their significance.
Sure.
Like what's keeping me hooked for the most part is the dragons.
Yeah,
I think the dragons are cool.
They look fantastic. Yeah.
But I think I'm aware that that like dragons that they're abundant at this time period, but when Game of Thrones is set, it's like they're very rare.
Yes.
Yeah. So
we'll see where it goes.
Yeah. I think in terms of the casting, I think it's good.
Yep.
It's kind of kind of tricky to sort of follow when every major character has the exact same hairstyle. It's like so I just have to try and like focus a bit when watching that. Matt Smith, I think he's good in the role. I think it's hard for me to separate him for the goofy doctor from Doctor Who.
Okay, okay.
I think it's hard for me to sort of separate him from that because that's really all I've ever known him as. But yeah, I think it's good. It's it's like yeah, it's kind of like a drama sort of thing, and
All right, so it sounds like you're not truly invested in the show. It's not something that's really up your
not
alley.
yet, not yet. But I think it like medieval stuff in general.
Yep.
I mean, even though it's like a fictional fantasy, like that, it's never been something that's like been so appealing to me. And
Wow.
not
Okay, because you're British, which every ancient medieval shows, movies, TV shows is all over where you live.
yes, it's not something that grasps my attention
Oh,
initially.
it grips my heart, man. I love that stuff so much. So, here's what I propose. Maybe we I'm going to keep watching this, but maybe we should just scratch it from our show.
Okay, I don't necessarily agree to that
Okay.
because on the basis that like I think I can get into this show. It does have like room for that.
All right.
It's just any new show that I have nothing to latch on, um, like with familiarity.
Yep.
It's like regardless of whether it's medieval or not, it takes me a bit of time to get into. So I think like with having the first three episodes, it's like it's getting there.
Okay.
I'm more invested after seeing the third episode,
Ooh, all
even
right.
though like I'm even though like I'm not going to say what
Of
happens.
course, yeah.
Um, but it's like it's sort of at the point where it's like I'm kind of trying to still um grasp on like who's who in terms of names.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
and you
uh,
if you watch Game of Thrones, that's going to be the exact same thing. It's going to
yeah.
be like
Um,
season 4, you're like, "Oh, okay, I understand who this person is and I know who these people are."
Yeah, I mean, like in terms of Game of Thrones, there's Jon Snow and Hodor, and that's all I got.
Okay, let me sidetrack and say Hodor. Only Game of Thrones could make a character like Hodor be lovable.
Hmm.
That's it. That's all I can say. If you ever watch Game
I,
of Thrones, you'll understand
I,
what I'm talking about.
I know what happens to him.
Oh, okay. So if you know what happens, then that's it. He was a stupid character. Hodor,
Yeah,
Hodor. And then the reason why he's like that was like, oh my gosh. It's just like,
yeah.
that's so amazing.
Hold the door. Hold the door, Hodor.
Yeah. Yeah, Nikki, we haven't even watched like Lee's watched it. I haven't seen episode 3. We're kind of doing 2 episodes a week
Yeah.
or every 2 weeks or whatever, but I haven't seen episodes 3. So if they jump 3 years, we shall see. So the fanfare for this Game of Thrones or whatever, people are hating it. I don't understand why, but I do understand why. And here's the problem. This is the Last Jedi Han Solo effect. Is you have millions of fans who are invested and loved Game of Thrones. It didn't end the way they wanted, so now they're going to gripe and complain and hate everything. Star Wars.
Yes.
You have billions of fans. You have The Last Jedi. And Lee, I'm not picking on Last Jedi. You know this is true. People
Yes.
hated.
Yeah, I know it's true.
People hated it. And so they boycotted and review bombed Han Solo, and now we're not going to get the other 2 movies, all because of The Last Jedi. And this is exactly what's happening. People love Game of Thrones, hated the ending, like, no matter what you do with Game of Thrones, now we're going to hate it. and it's unfortunate.
I'm just getting the feeling like there's a lot of stuff, regardless of whether it's like something bad happened in that franchise or not. Like there's just been a bunch of review bombing for everything right
Yeah,
now,
it
and
sucks.
it's like it's like so horrible.
Like
'Cause
losers have a voice, and it's a shame.
yes, absolutely. Like it's but it's like even when going to the Lord of the Rings show,
Yeah, we'll
I've
talk about that next.
yeah, I've seen like review bombing for that as
Yep.
well, and it's like they haven't done anything to
No,
like pee off
it's
the community.
and I'll tell you, it's not warranted. And
Yeah,
we're
it's
about to jump right into that. So, anything else with the House of the Dragon? So we
um
kind of need to get going, eh? To like into
yeah
the season. Okay.
yeah it's gonna it'll take me to get into it anyway. But I can say that I'm more invested in Rings of Power than I am with the Game of Thrones show.
But you've seen Lord of the Rings, the
Yes,
six
and I've seen The
movies.
Hobbit.
Okay, you know what? Let's jump right to that. So those of you that are watching House of the Dragon, we are going to continue it. So if you want to just keep going, we do have a movie TV Discord chat. I posted in there last night about Barbarian, which I should take a second to talk about. But I would
Yeah.
love to. Guys, we've got the Discord for it, so you're more than welcome to do movie chat. Before we jump into that, I want to talk about Barbarian. Barbarian is a horror movie supposed to be the trailer. If you've watched Barbarian, the trailer for Barbarian, you're going to be like, ooh, this is going to be good. I went to see it last night, and it was, ooh, this is all right. It's not so good. It's not so good. It's not what you think. The trailer basically lies to you, and it's getting amazing reviews. And I was just like, wait a minute, and it's IGN reviews. I love IGN, I really do, but I got to hate for them for their movies and stuff like that, because they always bash good movies and they seem to praise really bad movies. And so this movie here, I laughed out loud more than anything sort of fearful whatsoever. I had my buddy Donnie, his daughter Isaiah and Cam all went with us, and it was just like, it really was. There was only, I think, 15 of us in the theater too, and this is opening weekend. It's not good. Barbarian is not good. And what I said on Discord TV movie chat, I said Barbarian is a prime example of an amazing trailer and an overall meh experience of a movie. It wasn't scary, and I laughed at it more than anything. Here's hoping Smile and Pray for the Devil will be good. I was excited to see this, guys. Barbarian, I kept talking about it, and it's all right. It's not something I'd watch again. I wish I had saved my money, but the trailer made me want to go see Barbarian. So, anyways, that's that.
It's kind of like sometimes it's worse when a film is mediocre than it is when it's bad. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's like at least when it's bad, it's somewhat memorable. But if it's mediocre, then it's just forgotten.
yeah,
And
exactly.
it's just lost.
So it's got the story itself and why it happened, all that stuff. Like, it's just overall, it's just a meh movie.
You wouldn't recommend it then?
I would not. But Smile looks amazing. Pray for the Devil looks amazing. And there's a new movie with Ralph Fiennes. It's a horror movie called, I think it's either Chef or On the Menu. Google it. Watch the trailer, because I was like, ooh, we got some big actors. This is looking good. But it's going to be
Ralph Fiennes is a good actor.
amazing. And he plays the head chef, is all I'm going to say. So watch the trailer. All right, let's jump into Lord of the Rings Ring of Power. And let me just say, I love fantasy. I really do. I always have. When I was a little kid, the cartoon Dungeons and Dragons, I think I brought it up with all 4 podcasts now. The cartoon Dungeons and Dragons. Isn't there a horror Winnie the Pooh or something? Yes, there is, Crystal. Good to see you. And so when you get like wizards and you get the elves and all that stuff, I am immediately invested, and I just love that stuff. That's fantasy. You go back into the ancient medieval, all of that stuff, swords and sorcerers. So Lord of the Rings to me blew my mind. As much as I love Star Wars, I think I love the Lord of the Rings universe just probably like just a tiny, tiny bit more maybe. But with all honesty, when I saw Fellowship of the Ring, that one scene with the Mines of Moria, and I got to see it. It consumed me, and I was like, this is what I've been waiting for since a little boy, to see somebody like Gandalf throwing fireballs or whatever, or using "You shall not pass," to do all of that stuff. It's so good. So when Lord of the Rings of Power was announced, I was all excited. And honestly, Friday night, Isaiah and I, and Steph was there too. The three of us watched all 3 episodes, and we were only supposed to do 2, but holy crap, I was so invested. It was great. Lord of the Rings has been meh. Oh my gosh, Crystal, can somebody ban Crystal, please? Lee.
Good song, just follow orders.
Lee, so what were your thoughts on this? Because you're a Lord of the Rings fan, or you like the movies or whatever. So what are your thoughts on this show? The first 2 eps, I've wrote down some stuff. I didn't know what it was about, and it was. Oh, go ahead.
I didn't know what it was about either. Well, I mean, obviously, like Rings of Power.
Sure.
In a way, it speaks for itself.
But below that, what the actual premise is, like we knew it was about the rings, but
I didn't know who would be following. I just know that it was going to touch a bunch of different things. What I really like is that we're primarily following elves.
Yeah, it seems to be.
I think elves being like the biggest thing to hang on to with the show, or like to follow, is I think a good move, because it's like the elves, they live for an insanely long time. And it's like I was and they're going to have seen like so much of like the events, and to think like the stuff that we'd be following. As soon as I heard that we're going to be following Galadriel and Elrond,
I didn't even know until the show started.
No,
and I was just like, oh my gosh, it's Galadriel. This is crazy. What, Elrond? Are you serious? So I was freaking out.
So I'm really glad we got that, because it's like they're 2 very important characters. And it's really good to have that.
Not loving the cinematography. Okay, hold on.
Of what?
Crystal just said, I'm not loving the cinematography of it. I'm liking the story, but I just don't feel any urgency with the story. Familiar characters is nice.
In Rings of Power.
Okay, because the cinematography is
on point.
It is so brilliant.
It's better than the Game of Thrones. It's better than House of Dragons.
Easily. So the new show for Lord of the Rings, that's on par with the movies, if not even better.
Yes. I think the costumes, the settings, the even the subtle detail of the map, like showing where we are.
Yeah.
I think all of that is excellent. The costumes, the CGI on
CGI is incredible.
The orcs that we've seen, they look excellent. You know, with the physical costumes that they've got. I think it all looks really good. Like in other things for settings, I think seeing places that were ruins that we saw in like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, such as the Misty Mountain where the dwarves are. Seeing that at the height of its power,
wasn't that incredible?
I thought that was excellent. Seeing instead of just seeing like a desolate ruin that's just got Smaug.
So hold on one sec.
With a dozen dwarves.
Just as a heads up, we're talking about right now Lord of the Rings, The Ring of Power. Lee and I are very passionate about this. I'm getting excited as we're talking about it. There will be spoilers. Okay, if you've not seen it, I just want to say spoilers right now. So I was taking notes, and the first thing I said was Galadriel's story of hunting Sauron. I was like, ooh, this is going to be crazy. And then Elrond, I typed him out. And then the next one is visuals are amazing.
Indeed, yeah.
All right, so I got to ask, do you think in the first episode, the little ones, are those hobbits? Are they pre-hobbits? Are we looking at Baggins?
They're saying, they keep referring to themselves as like Harlings or Halflings, I think. So I think that that's the way that they can just like hide so with such ease like that's kind of why they wanted Hobbit, because they they're very light-footed in a sense, even though they've got massive feet.
All
They
right,
can
Crystal
they
said
can
they are hobbits that are traveling. So
yeah,
okay, yeah, that
yeah,
so and that's what I thought. And then I went to IMDb. I wanted to see if they were like if they were Bilbo's ancestors or like great great grandfather or whatever it is, because we know there's many years until that. But that was fantastic. So I got to ask, the first ep ended with a meteor hitting, and there's a dude in the middle. I think that's Sauron.
I think so too.
If you go to Internet Movie Database, they label him as the Stranger.
Yes.
So I don't know if anybody knows, but I love that we're sitting here like, oh my gosh, is that Sauron? Because I like how the fire was consumed. Like with his body, he killed all the fireflies. I think that's in the next episode. I'm jumping ahead because I freaking love it. So you're going to see me super excited for this. And then when we talk about She-Hulk right after this, guys. All right? All right, give me more, Lee.
Yeah, I'd say that I believe that is Sauron.
Oh, Crystal
And
says Sauron. I can't see that being the wizard.
what you think that's like Christopher Lee's character?
So Sauron is the wizard. Sauron is
Yeah.
the big evil dude. I think that's who it is.
Yeah.
I think it's Sauron.
I think it's like because there's kind of like a commonality to it, where it's like I believe Sauron was like a wizard like Gandalf.
Yes,
from
he was. Yeah.
Saruman. Yeah, and then he sort of like he went further down. It's like becoming the warmonger that he is.
Yeah, Sauron was a good wizard too, though. He was a white wizard. He was a
Yes.
good guy
Yeah.
until he got
Um,
tricked. We'll say he pulled him into the dark side of the Lord
Yeah.
of the Rings.
But I think it's like I think the way that they refer to him as like a giant. I mean, even though they're hobbits, but they say like he's bigger than like man, and and how massive he is. And by the way, the scaling that they do, like with the films, is
Peter
excellent.
Jackson-esque. So Crystal said, I think the kid that cut his finger will be Sauron. I don't know. This is great. We will see. I'm thinking dude that fell from the sky is Sauron. I'm just saying.
It's just the way that you say like how you could have Galadriel sort of mentioning Sauron being the successor of I can't remember his name, the warlord before him, but I can't remember the name, but
it could be Crystal. We'll see.
Implies that like they're there and they have like a massive presence.
Yep.
And that they disappeared but they've made a return, and it's like with the return of like, well, maybe they returned via meteor.
Yep.
Like as opposed to like, I don't know, just some kid with a sword.
Yeah, and Crystal just mentioned Isildur. I was surprised by that too, seeing Isildur. I was like, oh, wait a minute. But the dude who keeps like the main character guy now, who they keep referring to that they have no king. I have no king, or my people have no king. That's got to be an ancestor of Aragorn.
Yeah, surely. Yeah, I think it's really cool so far. I'm definitely more into this than I am with House of Dragons.
Me too.
But I think part of that is the bias that I have seen Lord of the Rings, so I have got familiarity with that world. Whereas Game of Thrones, I haven't got that.
Yeah, and the boobies in Game of Thrones is going to keep me through the rest of the season. So, just to be honest. All right, let's go episode 2. Episode 2. What did you think of? I knew Galadriel was not going to go cross over to her land. I knew, and I said it. I was like, she ain't going, only because she stays in Middle Earth amongst the elves in that area. So I kind of knew that, anyways. But she jumps off the boat, and here she is. She has like miles and miles and miles of swimming, and then comes across these. Was it this kind of raft? we'll say, of people.
Yeah.
They obviously hate elves because they were anti-elf. And yeah, that sea creature though, that was on point too with some really amazing CGI.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'd say with the second episode, like my interest for Galadriel sort of dipped off a little bit, but I think it was maintained by Elrond's side of it. I think visiting the dwarfs and Durin,
Whew,
like
wasn't that cool?
yeah, that was excellent, and their little because you'd sort of think it was like a drinking contest at first, that they were gonna have, but no, it's just they're smashing rocks.
The smashing
Um,
rocks I thought was fun. I thought that was really
yeah,
cool.
yeah, it keeps in tone with the rest of the
So
rest of the world.
here's my question: the head dwarf that he was having a smashing contest with, was
Mm.
he in The Hobbit? At
No,
first, I thought he was. I was like, "Oh, him!" And then I got Google, and I was like, I don't know.
no, I think his name is Durin, and
Yes.
it's a very significant dwarf, because I think the way that they had to access the mountain in the Hobbit, they had to go through like a secret door that only dwarfs could
Oh,
go in,
he was
and it was
Theoden's father. Okay.
and it was only open on something called Durin's Day, and I think and Durin, if you call on something Durin's Day, then
That's the other
that's
thing.
got to be
So
significant.
when Elrond and his buddy were standing at the entrance to get in,
Hmm.
that's exact same place where Gandalf had to speak friend in Elvish, and they got attacked by that sea creature, right? But it just
I
didn't have
believe
any
so,
water.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought that was fantastic. I was like, wait
Yeah.
a minute, that's exactly that scene. And there was no water. I thought was cool, but because the water was, yeah. Oh my gosh, it is so friggin'
I
cool.
mean, the difference in the timeline for this, like 1,000 years,
Yeah,
was Game of Thrones to 100.
yeah, it's so good. I loved this Lord of the Rings, the Ring of Power, the Rings of Power, I should say. It is so good.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw out there Discord, guys. Again, we have a TV movie chat. If you would like to participate in any sort of conversation chat, just put messages in there. Lee and I are on there all the time, and sometimes we get to stuff really quick, and sometimes we don't because we also have lives outside of Discord and Urban Pharaoh TV. This is 5K before. This is 5,000 years before Lord of the Rings. Is it that far?
No, I believe it's just 1,000.
I'm not sure.
Um,
But they live a long time, so I don't know. But I like the fact. Oh, the main Elvish guard dude, the person of color guy that got captured by
oh
the.
yeah,
He's
the orcs,
awesome.
yeah.
He's awesome.
think
That
he's
dude's a
cool.
good actor, and
Yeah.
I thought that was all cool. The whole I love the fact that the orcs are already getting humans to dig and cut down trees, and that stuff's already happening. So we're going to see Treebeard and his homies at some point because they already showed them a little bit walking in the woods and stuff. So I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm telling you all right now, those of you that are hating on this show, you were 100% wrong. You're being douche canoes. Stop it. This show is phenomenal.
I think like a detail that I did like was that the first when they find like the orc was like in the tunnel, and the first time we see the first orc in the show, like properly, it's sort of in like a horror aspect,
Yep.
and it makes them look scary. That how and quite foreboding, and that this is just one orc. And
Yeah.
imagine like a whole army of thousands of them.
That was cool.
And I think it's like they they managed to make them scary again.
Yep.
Like, even though in some aspects they can look a bit like goofy, in like the Hobbit
Sure.
and stuff.
I'm fine with
But,
CGI orcs, though. I really am. But Crystal said,
oh,
praise
yeah,
the
yeah.
sun for no CGI orc. But, like, I get it. I get it.
But I'm fine with like CGI orcs, but what I mean is like how they acted, they could have been like a
Yeah.
bit sort of clumsy, but even though, but in this they've actually made them scary,
Oh, you're
and I think
right.
that's
That was
great.
intense. She's hiding in the closet, and then the kid starts to
Mm,
open up. I'm like, "What are you doing, you idiot? Keep it closed. Like he's gonna get you
yeah.
and all that stuff." So you're right. That was intense. That was awesome. Thoroughly enjoyed that show. I'm
Mm,
excited to see where they go. Well, we know where they're going. I can't wait to see it all unfold. I hope I get 10
yeah.
seasons. I hope I get 20 seasons, whatever. I don't know what their plan is, but this is fantastic. They're getting millions of views, and you're just getting meatheads complaining and sooking. So even if you look on Facebook, they're promoting their stuff, and you get a bunch of people doing the laugh emoji. I'm like, you guys are idiots. This
Yeah.
show is amazing. It's
It is.
phenomenal. We're getting a backstory. Like, yes, there's a need for it. I want more Lord of the Rings. I want more fantasy. I can't wait till next year when we get a Dungeons and Dragons. You're yawning right now. A Dungeons and Dragons TV show. I can't wait. I can't wait to actually see that movie. I want more fantasy stuff. I want more of this, and I'm just excited. I love it. Any more? Crystal wants at least 8 seasons. Sure, at least. And I told Steph last night, I said, you need to watch all 6 movies, extended editions, and we'll do it. Because I watch them every year.
Mhm.
Christmas time, probably November is when I start, and I watch all 6 movies, all extended editions, because they're wonderful. Anything else about the show?
No, no. I want to see more.
I do too. All right. Here's what I'm excited for She-Hulk episodes 3 and 4. She-Hulk, warning. I saw it in theaters a few times each. Yeah. If I wasn't part of the cult, I would have seen it in theaters because we weren't allowed to go to the theaters. So to hell with all those people that made me not go see Lord of the Rings. I'm just saying. Gandalf spinoff would be interesting. You're right, it would be. All right, She-Hulk. If you've not watched She-Hulk, She-Hulk is a blast. I won't watch She-Hulk. Not a fan of the character. Oh, that's okay. It's a blast. It's so much fun. I'm loving She-Hulk. I'm throwing that out there. So let's just say, when was the twerking? That was
It was the end of episode 3. That was like the credit scene for
all
that.
right. We'll talk about that here in a sec. So, Lee, give me your breakdown. Like, what do you think in episode 3? She-Hulk is noticeably bad in the office. When Wong shows up, rumored to be rejected by Avengers, which I thought was kind of cool. That she was that was like the whole news story, rejected by Avengers.
Yeah, I
Um,
think like that was certainly not the case in the comics. Like she was never rejected. It's just a life that she doesn't want.
Sure. Now that's just
Um,
rumors, right? That's kind of like the media
yeah,
playing off her and stuff. So I think that part is
yeah.
kind of cool because she's very public. She's a lawyer, so she's very public. She's going to be in the news doing all this stuff. So, who was the villain in this episode?
The what is in the one that we're doing the trial for?
The girl is shift changing or shift changing. Yeah, she's a
Oh,
changeling or whatever.
yeah. She's I can't remember her name. She's like an Asgardian. She's an Asgardian shapeshifter.
I thought it was fun. It was a fun episode. I love the fact
Yeah.
that she changed the arrogant dude who thought he was hooking up with was it Megan the Stallion?
Mm.
I thought that was funny, and the whole story, the whole premise, everything with that episode was fun. It was funny. What did you think of episode 3?
I think it's fine. I think maybe like they're trying too hard to be funny. Um, because I'm like, I can see what they're trying to do, but some of it just falls a bit flat for me. But
Okay.
that's like in terms of what they're trying to do. It's like it's kind of ironic how we get like first off, I think I'm just kind of getting used to the fourth wall breaking sort of aspect of it.
Yep.
With her, I'm kind of getting used to that. It's still sort of a bit jarring when she does it, but it's like, well, I've accepted that that's part of her character and how she does that. Um, but it's kind of funny that like she's driving and then she does the fourth wall break and she just takes her hands off the wheel, and says, well, it's not a cameo show. And it's like, well, yeah, but every episode we've had a cameo. And it's like that's probably going to be the case for the thing. And I just think like there's a lot of potential for her, and I still think like I think she's good as she is. I just and I think like she's interesting as like, you know, she just doesn't want to be a hero. She
Right.
just wants to be her, but she's stuck with this other aspect of her.
I think that's what people are missing though. They're doing the story from the point where she just doesn't want to be a hero. That's
Yes.
it. And so people want her to be a hero and destroy Abomination and all this other stuff. But like it is the life of She-Hulk. Basically, it's her life. That's it. It's just like we're thrusted into She-Hulk, lawyer, personal life, lonely, doing all of this other stuff. And I think that's what people are missing. I am truly loving this show.
It's kind of like you know, like she has great power, so because of that, she has that great responsibility.
Oh, and look at you doing a Spider-Man call out here. Uncle Owen there, or whatever his name was.
Uncle Owen. No,
that's from Star
Uncle
Wars.
Ben.
Uncle Ben,
Uncle
his
Ben,
rice. Yeah, he cooked Peter some rice.
But it's like it sort of reminds me of the quote that you know that is pretty much like great power, great responsibility. It's like the similar thing that Spider-Man said in Captain America 3, which was, you can do the things that I can, but you don't, and then the bad things happen. They happen because of you. And it's like, well, like and it's sort of like what what Bruce Banner's been trying to tell her, that it's like, yeah, like your life has changed now, and even though you don't want this, it's your duty to do it. And it's like, even though that's not really the life you want, it's the life you have to be. It's like, it's the life you've got now. But so it's kind of interesting seeing that battle of whether she can actually be her without She-Hulk.
Okay.
But in terms of like the whole show in general, I just think like they're not necessarily pushing her so much as they are with like they're pushing her connections. It's like they can't like, even though she's a lawyer and she's a lawyer for like superheroes, in a sense, it's like they sort of thought when making the show that, right, well, she's not going to be able to hold the show on her own, so we need to get in other people to help her push the show.
All right.
So, like, we've got Bruce Banner, we've got Wong, and we're gonna get, you know, Wongers. Oh man. I wasn't a fan of that.
We'll talk about that in a sec.
Yeah, but the you know, she's going to deal with Daredevil, and Daredevil makes complete sense because like he's a lawyer like himself, so he can, like, depending on whether it's going to be the exact same. I know it's the same actor, but whether it's going to be taken from the same events as the Daredevil show. It's sort of interesting to me, but he can sort of give her pointers, in terms of how to live a life, because Daredevil is amazing.
It was,
and I'm super excited for that. But it's sort of like it does She-Hulk a disservice, because it's like I'm not really there for her; I'm there for her connections, even though I really should be there for her.
Cool. So. Yeah, so the main antagonist or whatever, impersonating the judge, I thought that was funny. He gave his ruling, or her ruling, or whatever it does, and then comes back like 3 seconds later. I'm changing my mind, and I just thought the comedy was funny in that. The twerking scene that the people... So here's the problem with the media, is they took a scene that they knew would tick off and make people angry, and they promoted that as in... oh, look at her twerking with Megan Thee Stallion. And it took off. People didn't even watch the episode, and they went stupid. And all the internet hate and everything is unwarranted. I watched it. It is an end of credit scene, and it was funny. That's it. It was funny.
Yeah, it's plain and simple. It's and people are like making memes saying Tony Stark died for this, and it's
Yeah,
like,
I seen that too. I'm like, you idiots! It's an after credit scene. Who cares?
it's like how you've got the I don't know, like I was trying to think of an example, but of like another. It's like watching the end of Spider-Man: Homecoming, and then you get to the end, and it's just Chris Evans showing up as Captain America, saying one of the valuable traits of that a soldier can have is patience.
Yep.
Sometimes it can lead to a lot of stuff. Sometimes it can lead to very little, and it's like, well, that's just a meta joke. That it's like you've sat through the credits to watch an end credit scene,
Yeah.
and and Captain America's literally saying like, you know, you've wasted your time.
Yeah, exactly. And so I just thought it was funny. The internet hate. I just hope it brought more traction to the show, more people watching, because I'm loving it. All right, episode 4. This one is her personal life, her dating profile, setting it up. Also, it is regarding a wizard or a magician that has the same thing Wong has that can do the whole circle step through. All of that stuff. So, Crystal, you got to go back. We did all of the Disney announcements, D23. We are towards the end now. The drunk girl. I just want to say the drunk girl stole the show. She was a friggin' riot. I know you probably don't like any of this. I love the fact that she met Wong. I love the fact that she called them Wongers. I thought that was, I hope that sticks forever.
She kept spoiling the Sopranos for him.
It was so good. And then I think it was towards the end, Wong, or no, in the middle, Wong was laying on the couch watching a show called This Is Us. And it was like he was crying. This Is Us is an amazing show. It's all done now. But he's like crying. It is a sad show. What I got here? She picked him. Oh my gosh. When she finally got a guy that was willing to partake with him, she picks him up and cradles him and carries him to the bedroom. I thought was a freaking riot. I thought that was awesome. And then the ending I thought was kind of sad. I think it kind of made how real she is as a person, like how life is not going to be. People are in it for She-Hulk, but not for her. I think that's going to be a huge play, and I hope people realize that like that's a reality in her life. I know it's just a TV show and a character, but like I actually felt sad for her. I was like, oh, frig. Buddy was ready to rock She-Hulk, but not the real girl, and he saw her and he was like, oh, that's unexpected. Well, I gotta go, which kind of sucks. What were your thoughts on the show? I know you said you didn't like Wongers, right?
That aspect of it, yeah. I think Wong's great.
Wong is awesome.
Yeah. But her, like, saying Wongers and everything, it's like, okay. But the kind of the plot of him wanting like counseling, because there's someone who used to be a sorcerer, like a sorcerer who barely did any training, and then like he went away and now he's just doing like magic tricks. And it's like I can see that happening. And then and then they've just got to throw the demons back through the portal.
Yes. The demons or gargoyles, they kind of looked like and stuff. I thought that overall that was pretty good.
Yeah. I thought that was like harmless, but I sort of kind of find it interesting that it's like, well, Wong in the previous episodes, like he just confessed to a crime that he did by breaking someone out of prison. And now he's come back and he's wanting counseling, and it's like they're not saying, "Hey, well, we need to put you in handcuffs," even though you can't really put Wongs in handcuffs.
No. So the ending, I am assuming, since she has the name She-Hulk, the girl trademarked it, now she's suing her. I'm assuming this is bringing in Daredevil for the next episode.
Yeah, because she will need counseling herself.
Yeah.
I believe. So and who better to support her than Charlie Cox's Man, I've forgotten his name. Just Daredevil. I'll go with Daredevil.
Yeah, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. Yeah, that's going to be. I can't wait to see it. I'm wondering what's going to happen. I'm wondering if the comedy is still going to be there with a character like Daredevil, kind of being. I know the show She-Hulk, and there'll still be a little bit, but I wonder if things sober up when Daredevil gets into the story.
Yeah, I mean, like we've seen what he's like with like because Daredevil in his own show was quite serious,
Yep.
I guess. But when he was with the Defenders in that Defenders show, how he interacted with like everyone else, yeah, he was serious, but he had a like an element that he would like sort of laid back, like subtle humor
Mm-hmm.
that I think works. It's a step down from the you know the the crazy sort of comedy that is the MCU.
Yep.
But I think it means that he can still work.
Sure.
Like
Oh yeah.
with seeing him in No Way Home briefly, like where he's trying to counsel Spider-Man,
Yep.
and then he says, "You're going to need a really good lawyer." And someone throws a brick through the wall. He catches it, and Spider-Man's like, "Well, how do you do that?" And he said, "Well, I'm a really good lawyer." And it's like I kind of like that.
That's
So
that's
if
awesome.
if he can do that, then I think that works for him.
So I'm assuming the world doesn't know that Daredevil is the lawyer, right? Like the lawyer is actually.
Yeah, everyone in the MCU keeps their identity out in public.
Yeah.
Apart from Spider-Man, who keeps it secret, and
Right.
Daredevil.
And
Yeah, I'm
then
sure there's more, but
sure, and
those are the
She-Hulk,
main
of course, everybody knows who she is. So
yeah, but like Spider-Man, no one who knows who Spider-Man is now, and nobody knows who Daredevil is.
all right.
And Daredevil wants to keep it that way.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. 4 eps in She-Hulk. What are you giving this show?
What, like out of 10?
Sure, we could do that. Like, or you could even just explain on like what, like, are you excited? Are you like you could do without it now?
I mean, 4 episodes, we're almost halfway through. Um, that that's kind of my mentality. I'm like, well, I'm glad it's not the 18 episodes that Daredevil's show is going to be.
Yeah.
It's the other shows. Most of them have been 6 episodes,
Yep.
and it's like it's kind of good that it needs more than 6 episodes to show.
Yeah.
Um, but like I think nine is fine for me.
Is that what She-Hulk is? 9 eps?
Yes, 9
Oh
episodes.
wow. Okay. Cool. I didn't know that.
I didn't. I don't feel like I need more for now, at least.
For now, yeah.
That could change throughout the series. But it's like I ended up finishing Ms. Marvel, that
Yes.
show, because it's like I started watching it, but then I couldn't quite get into it. And it's like it's not a bad show. I don't think. It's just one that I'm not interested in. And
Okay.
it's like I've seen the rest of it, and it's like I can't say that I enjoyed it, but that doesn't mean that it's bad. It's not something that appeals to me.
All right.
In terms of the demographic, because it's very sort of like it does well with the Pakistani culture, and I think if you can explore that, great. I'm just not interested.
Okay.
But again, that doesn't mean that it's bad.
Sure.
It just means that it doesn't say, "Hey, well, it's like fantasy but whereas like fantasy can be great,
Yep.
but it's not something that grabs my attention.
Sure. No, I get it. I get it. I'm loving this. I'm almost tempted to start watching Miss Marvel, but Cobra Kai's 5th season just dropped, and I started that today. If you've not watched Cobra Kai, I don't know if it'll appeal to you since you're a young whippersnapper, but if you've liked Karate Kid back in the day in the 80s, this is a great show. Some of the fighting's cheesy and stuff, like some of the acting's a bit cheesy. It's a great show though. It's really good. So I'm glad to start season 5.
I mean, it depends. When you're watching Ms. Marvel, it depends on whether you want to see it um, and whether you might have PTSD with our parrot.
Oh, okay.
Um, that like if you don't want to have PTSD, then probably don't want to.
Josh, are you starting from season 1 or are you on season 5 right now? Joshua Cast is watching Cobra Kai now, and he says it's great. It really is, Lee. It's funny on how good it is. There's some things you'd be like, oh my gosh, that's stupid. But the show's just really good. People are loving it. 5 seasons in, you start season 5. Yeah, I started season 5 today, and if you were watching it, we could add that. We could have added Cobra Kai because I didn't realize it was coming out today or yesterday or whatever it was. I saw it pop up and like, oh, Cobra Kai, we are gonna rock it. It's so good. I only have 2 apps left. Oh, I just started it this morning. So excellent. Lee, I don't know. I think we should curb Revenge of the Sith for next week if we can. Because D23 took up so much of our time.
But that's not a bad thing,
No. We're chatting about stuff that's coming up.
Yeah, and it was all excellent conversation.
Yeah. The problem is we're on September 11th, and in like a week and a half to 2 weeks, all the TV shows come back from their summer break. And when I say, I'm talking like Steph and I, we watch Chicago PD, we watch Law and Order, all the Law and Orders, all of that stuff. So our evenings are filled with TV shows and stuff like that. So we watch a lot of TV. That's just what we do. We don't party. We don't go anywhere. We just chill, hang out with each other, and watch TV. And love that stuff. Yeah, excellent, Josh.
If you want to put the films on hold with that, then that's
no.
Okay.
We'll keep planning. We'll keep planning with the films and stuff and the TV shows, and we're still gonna. Okay, we'll keep going with House of the Dragon. We'll keep going with the Rings of Power. We'll keep going with She-Hulk 3 and 4, and then we'll see where it goes from there. We're almost 2 hours in, so this has been a lot of fun. We'll curb Revenge of the Sith, Star Wars Revenge of the Sith for next time. It almost seems like we may have to do this weekly. I don't know, which is still awesome. I love doing this, and it's been a lot of fun. Joshua Cass, thank you so much for popping in, dude. First time chatter. I do appreciate that. Thank you. We do a movie TV podcast every 2 weeks, and we have been doing a gaming one every 2 weeks. It used to be every week, and just so now that we're doing a movie TV show, we're kind of alternating it. So the gaming one's on hold just for now, but usually every Sunday we're rocking it. We're having a really good time. Cool. All right. Anything else, Lee, before we get going?
No, I'm pretty much good. Just a reminder that I won't be here next weekend.
Yep.
But it's all good.
I joined for Game Pass. Oh, yeah, I've been following for a couple weeks. I joined for Game Pass friends. Okay, cool. Excellent. All right. Well, it's so happy to see you, dude. So happy to have you here. I stream every single day. Lee is here every single day. And we just have a good time. We have lots of fun. We're doing tomorrow is actually going to be something different I've never done before. We are going to have Sports Monday. We're playing NBA 2K23 with Pete, and we're going to have fun with that. We'll do some Sea of Thieves, and then we'll do next Saturday is Community Day on Sea of Thieves. So we'll be rocking Sea of Thieves on Saturday. Friday's Gears of War Horde mode. If you want to download that and join us, whatever, you're welcome. Everybody's welcome to have a good time and join us. All right, here we go, guys. I want you to keep enjoying your movies, TV shows. We have a Discord where we chat about movies, TV show. I posted about Barbarian last night because I went to see it. Didn't like it, but that's just the way things go. So, so here we go. So as for Lee, my name is Paul, and you guys take care. Excellent. Boom. Man, that was really good. I love chatting movies and TV show.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was awesome. Boom. All right, just closing down some windows. Ooh, it's toasty in my room. Like, super toasty. I need AC in my room, but like Steph's home, and so I keep the door closed behind me. But if she wasn't here, I would have the AC up, fan blowing in my room just to get rid of the heat in here. So